Welcome back to another video. Guys, before we get going, please remember I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is for educational purposes. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. We're going to be talking about whether this 85K range, okay, the bottom of the range, is going to be held. We've had several attempts at breaking down, but we've managed to just have slightly higher lows each time. So it looks like something is brewing. There is a setup here. It's potentially going to play out with the lows being taken. Okay, maybe the market building up these slightly higher lows to form liquidity that will eventually be swept up. So this is going to be an important one. We need to be prepared because the next trade could be a very nice one, okay, to take us back up above that 93, 94K range that we've been trying to break out of. And going on to higher prices, even to 100K. All right. So make sure you stick around. Let's jump straight into it. I was informing the team in Discord yesterday, okay, that breaking this upward sloping trend line was extremely significant and we could be looking for the back test for continuation down further. The timing of this was of the essence, okay? So we had this upward sloping trend line. We had this significant level here, and I'll tell you why I put that level there. Okay, the reason why I had that horizontal level at 87,900, let's call it 88K, was because simple market structure. We had a low, a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, slightly higher high. So this last higher low right here at 88K was extremely significant. You can see it acted as support and resistance here. It acted as support here, support here, support here. And it was the last higher low, okay? And the fact that this was meeting up timing-wise with this upward sloping trend line when we had the breakout, you can see as price accelerated through that level, it was quite significant. And then the back test was well respected. So that's why the breakdown of 88K was very important. We were shifting into bearish market structure on the 1 hourly, okay? So on the 1 hourly, because we had these higher lows, we had several attempts at 93, 94K, and then we broke 88. So I was looking for further movements to the downside, okay? That retest, and then I was telling the team yesterday, late last night, just before New York opened, that we have a very significant level up here, all right? We had a weekly naked point of control, a daily level. We had Monday's highs here. I was informing the team that this is going to be the area that we want to be looking for shorts. And what happened, we came up here pretty aggressively. We had an aggressive SFP swing failure pattern of these highs at 89.9, and then price got a nice rejection all the way back down to 85K. So now that that has happened, what can we be expecting next? Okay, it's nice to go over things, but that's not going to make us money. What can we look at next? Well, this is exactly what I'm looking at. We have a naked daily level, right? We have 88,080, which is a naked point of control as well. We have the value area high from this fixed range pull taken from this dump down yesterday, okay? So we have a bit of confluence up here. We also have the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. So this zone where I've put the box, this is where I'm going to be looking for shorts if price manages to come back up here again. We may not get there, okay? We're just sat right now beneath the point of control. So it is possible that we come lower, but that's okay. We have some zones down here where we will be looking to take longs from, depending on the reaction, okay? Now, closely monitoring the S&P 500, you can see that this level right here is very attractive. The golden pocket plus this anchored VWAP, it's been respected several times, you can see, as support. So that is a level where I'm expecting price to come down to, as we are now just breaking this range that the S&P 500 has been in since late November. It's just currently breaking those lows. And the next major level of support is going to be at this 6,680 level. Now, why am I talking about the S&P 500? The S&P 500 has a lot of liquidity, okay? Way more liquidity than crypto. As the S&P is falling, pretty much everything is going to fall. So what I'm going to be trying to do here is I'm going to be monitoring the S&P 500, and when Bitcoin, well, if Bitcoin comes down and hits these levels, see these boxes? These are levels of interest, okay? So obviously the closest level of interest, because we've been making these slightly higher lows. If we had an aggressive SFP at 85,100, I would look to take that long position, okay? I would prefer lower though. I would prefer lower to at least 83,755, where we have this pivot low. Then we have 82,000 and 80,500. Now, all of these are quite significant, because if we take out the Fibonacci retracement tool, you can see they all match up very nicely with these Fibonacci zones. We have the golden pocket here, we have the 786, we have the 886, and obviously right down at the bottom of this range, we have 80,500. So plain and simple, guys, these are the levels that I'm looking at. Now, I want to see a nice reclaim of these levels if we come down. So what I want to see is price breaching beneath and then gaining acceptance back above for a sign of strength to take Bitcoin back up. Now, you may be asking yourself why I'm confident that we are going to get a bounce here for Bitcoin, okay? If we look at a similar situation in the previous bear market, we can actually see that this price action is very similar to what's happened in the past, okay? So if we just measure this, how long we've been in this sideways range, it's coming up to 30 days. If we go back to 2022, okay, this was very similar. See, we had this significant pivot low down here. We actually stopped just before it. And what happened was we went sideways for about 30 days, okay? And then after that 30-day period, so let's just say where current price action is, we're coming down to find support after 30 days. Back in 2022, we actually got a rise for another, how long was it? For another 30 days, we had a rise to the upside, actually going past those previous lower highs. So just looking at that once more, you can see 30 days, we are here. We're coming down to find support, potentially. Okay, this is all potential. And then another 30 days, hopefully, we will see some price action going on to higher prices and testing these levels, which have not been back tested yet. You can see we have the last higher low, very significant at 100K, roughly 98 to 100K. I'm expecting this level to be back tested at some point. Guys, that's it for this short but sweet Bitcoin update. If you haven't already, smash the like, smash the subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.